Alright, today I'm going to be sanding this, wet sanding this, color sanding this, because I painted it 2 days ago in the heat and there's a bunch of dirt in it. I'll try to get a glimpse of it here. There's a lot of little dirt nibs that fell on it. It looks super nice. I know if it was painted in a professional booth, this thing probably wouldn't need to even be sanded at all, because the orange peel is very nice. It's not much orange peel in it. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, is wet sanding and buffing this rear bumper. And you can see the gloss is so nice. Look at that. Alright guys, now we're wet sanding this part to get all the little dirt spots out and any orange peel. I'm using 1500 to start with, 2000, and then you can go 2500, 3000, and 5000 if you want to help with buffing. I got a little stick here. Having a nice cold beer helps, because this is going to take you quite a while, and it's a hot day. Not super hot in the 70s, but in the garage seems warmer than that. Again, I'm going to use my little stick. This is for the dirt nibs, to get it nice and flat. I want it nice and hard on the stick so I can get it little dirt nibs out. So as you, and just to find them, I can just rub my hand. I can feel them. There's one right here, and you can tell it's on top. See that? I don't know if you can see that on camera. Right there. You know, it doesn't look bad, the paint job. It came out really nice, but having those little pieces of dirt, if I was not to do this and just left it like that, it would really show up in the sun. And if you see my other videos, you see me wet sand before, other parts, same concept, not much difference. Just repeating yourself over and over and over. You can see there's a ring around it, so I got to go a little bit more. Try going this way, up and down. These, I put 4 coats of clear on this one. And there you go, you can see it's almost gone. Tiny little ring left. So I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to film all this because you guys see me do it before. I'm just going to go over all my little dirt nibs. And then once I got all those out, I'm going to just take some 1500 on a block, go over the whole thing. And on the corners, these little round parts, I'll just go over it with my hand, sandpaper. But the flat parts, I think you can get away with it. Stay off the edges. Always stay off the edges. Alright, looks like the dirt that was in it was really no big deal. 1500 grit took it right out. I was really stressing off that dirt. You can see it's nice and smooth. I think the dirt, the way I had it over there when I was painting it, the plastic seems to stick dirt, and when it moves with the wind or whatever, I think it just kind of drops dirt into your paint, which sucks. So one thing with plastic, it sucks the dirt and it can also release it off of it. But as you can see, nice and flat. Alright, 2 hours later or so, I don't know, I didn't time it, but I'm pretty sure it's been a couple hours just to wet sand this bumper. It took quite a bit of time. Okay, let me show you what I did. So I pretty much sanded this, the sides. I stayed off this bottom piece because it's perfect. If there's a couple dirt nibs in it, just rub those out, and you can buff those areas only. But yeah, on the lower ground effects on all of my car, I just left the bottom piece unsanded, because that's, I want the factory orange peel look to that in the bottom. So I left this alone too, because you ain't gonna see that. I did do the side here, and I did the top, and I also did, because sometimes when you put this bumper on, you do see this part here. Sometimes the lights cover it, sometimes not. So might as well just get that nice and smooth too. Take a little 1500 and I just did with my thumb, staying off the edge, going back and forth until all that orange peel was gone. There wasn't much in it. I really didn't have to do it, but what the heck. And that's about it. I left this alone. Flip this over. I left the edge here alone. Don't need to sand the edges there in the back side. So it's ready for buffing. Or actually, no, it's not. I gotta, that was 1500. I gotta go to 2000 and then 3000 and all that. But it's almost ready for buffing. So I'm not done yet though. The next one, 2000, I can go real quick because, you know, it's pretty much flat now. Now we're just getting rid of the scratches. So that's the rear bumper. That's what I did. I still got the spoiler to do and all these little pieces that I screwed up on. This is going to be some heavy. Well, it's not too bad. There's 1, 2, 3 spots I put on there that I got 4 spots that I got to really cut down. High spots. Covered up those solvent pops, and these ones are, you know, disaster here. Tons of spots. I got a drip on that. So it's not perfect, but again, with the wet sanding, we can get it perfect. So there's no paint job that's perfect, I don't think, from off the gun. I mean, if you get it real wet, you can get it nice and flat. This one was pretty flat, but again, I had dirt in it. So alright, it's only been like 15-20 minutes later. It's really quick once you get past the 1500 to go to the 2000, 3000, 5000, whatever you're going up to before polishing. Like 15-20 minutes and then you're done, ready for buffing. So I'm at the buffing point, got my buffer out. I'm going to try to use the big one for most of it. All the little small places I can't get, like in here, I'll be using the smaller one to get in here. Just got to be careful this thing don't. Yeah, it should be able to fit in there, yeah. So I'll do that, and any other little places like up in here, I'll probably run that if I can't get the big one. But yeah, that's where I'm at. You can see it already looks glossy again because I went up to 5,000 on the Trizac. 3,000 and 5,000. So yeah, that's the next step. Go and buff this back to bring its shine back up, because right now it's really dull. And all the parts I didn't buff in here and at the bottom, I just went over it with 3,000 and 5,000 because I'm going to buff that too, but it didn't need heavy wet sanding. So but you can see how flat it is right there on camera right there. See that? That's what you want to get that show quality look. That I don't even know why I'm going for, because it's a daily driver. This is not going on the showroom. Well, it's not, maybe not daily driver, but whenever I feel like driving it. All right. Alright, so the point is, I wanted you to see how flat this is. I mean, this thing is flat. I'll post a video when I did the body work on this, but I made sure to put filler all across this. I wanted this top part to be as flat as can be. I know there's a little bit of curvature here, so I didn't mind that. That could be a little bit of wave in it, but the top one, I wanted it like a laser. So, and it's pretty good. It's pretty straight. Not too many waves in it. Alright, that's it. Now to buff it out. Alright, this is after compound 1. Still got 2 more compounds to go. Came out pretty good. It's a little bit hard to do this with the big one because you try to turn it this way and it wants to fall over. And I did it the best I could. So probably later on when I put this on the car, I'll probably go around and color sand any imperfections I missed one more time in the sun, because I can't even see that great in here. So yeah, I'll probably have to be color sanding this one more time, but it looks pretty good. It's just when you look at an angle, you can kind of see if there's any like dirt that fell in it that you didn't sand far enough. You can see it at an angle. So that's what I'm talking about, putting it in the sun when everything's put on the car, and then I can be able to really wet sand those little imperfections out. But I mean, it's pretty nice as it is, but yeah, that's for later on. But yeah, that's compound 1. Now I'm going to go to compound 2. This one here. Compound 2. Machine polish, and then we'll see how it looks after. Alright, just finished up number 2 compound. It gets out all the little swirl marks that number 1 compound put in. I could actually see the swirl marks go away, disappear right before my eyes when I was doing it. Like there was a bunch of swirls here and they just took them right away and glossed it up. So it's looking real nice. I actually don't think it needs to be color sanded no more. This is good enough. Okay, so now I got one more. I mean, you could stop here, but since I already bought it, I got number 3, which is ultra fine compound. And I'll be doing that next, and we'll take a video, one more of it at the end. Alright, that's the finished result. 3 compounds. All done. And this is a fiberglass bumper that I made. It's the very first one I made out of the mold. And it fits the license plate flipper. So that was the whole point of making this, is so I can put a flipper in my car. A wireless one. And wow, it's really shiny. Check that out. Looks real nice. And again, this is fiberglass, see, if you don't believe me. Fiberglass. But it looks just like stock, just like the stock one, so. And next project is to mount this with the flipper installed and get it all wired up. But I'm really happy the way it came out. It came out real nice. Nice and shiny. And I don't see any imperfections in it, hardly. Might be like a little one right there, like a little dot, like, you know, like a little low spot here and there. But I mean, overall, it's pretty damn nice. All right. And I'm gonna have to do the spoiler next, probably tomorrow. And I really got to get these sanded. I don't want these to dry more than another day, because it's going to get too hard to get all those little imperfections out. Alright, I just installed my license plate light. And this is custom fabrication that I did. This I fiberglassed this in. I didn't actually do that in the mold. what I did was glass this in and made my own little thing for this because I wanted it completely sealed. I think the factory has a big cut opening there, and I kind of closed this one up. But yeah, the light fits in there just fine. And now I'm going to put the flipper. So the flipper's right here. Real easy to install. You can put 2 to 4 bolts back here. Just slide the wire inside the little hole there. I think I'm just going to install it with 2. Open this up. 2 screws right up in there. That should be good enough. Alright, just got the license plate in. And this flipper installs with just 2 screws. I could put 2 more, but for now I think this is pretty sturdy. 2 is all it really needs. Wire goes in through here where the license plate light is, and you can see the light is going to shine perfectly right onto the license plate, so we're legal. Can't get pulled over for not having a light. And yeah, that's about it. We're good. We're ready to install. Check that out. Lines up real nice, flush with the bottom, and it's real snug in there. It's like to the exact measurement. Any smaller it would be rubbing. I wanted it real nice and tight. So yeah, that's it, guys. Next I got to just throw this on my car and hook it up and check it out from the inside. You can see you got your light here and then the wire for the plate. Hook those up when you install this. Again, you can see that it's nice and glassed up all the way to right here, and then you can see it's kind of a little bit factory orange peel from the gun, and that's what I wanted because that's how it came out in the factory. For you know, most cars come out in the factory with a little orange peel at this bottom ground effect piece. That's totally normal. It's very faint too. The gun did a real good job coming out, shooting it out. So anyways, I got a lot done today. Got this thing all nice and sanded and buffed. I got my T-top weather strip installed on one side, so I got to do the other side, but I was able to make a how-to video on how to do that today. And I also got a pod unit made for a customer as well. So yeah, it was a good day. Got a lot done. Got a lot more work to do. Again, this is going to be a nightmare sanding this stuff off. I'm going to have to go to 1000 grit to get all these little imperfection spots that I touched up. So I got to work on that tomorrow for sure.